Hi everyone, welcome back to Art Forum. In today's video, I am going to show you that art of color mixing and how to create your own custom sets. But before we start the tutorial, I have few things I'd like to share with you. By the way, I have already uploaded an introductory video about myself. The link in the description, as this is the second part of our series. Don't forget to watch the first part if you have not yet. So friends, before we start mixing, it is essential to understand the color wheel.
So friends, it's color wheel at the center. We have the three primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. These are the foundation of every other color. By mixing them, we create secondary colors, like green, orange, and purple. Today, I'll show you exactly how to balance these colors to create beautiful new shades.
So keeping this color wheel as our guide, let's start today's video and create some magic with colors.
Ever wondered how just three basic colors can create an entire universe of shades? Today, we aren't just painting, we're doing a science experiment with colors. Stick around until the end, because I'll show you the secret to creating the perfect skin tone. Take a look at this color wheel. It looks like a colorful pizza, doesn't it? But don't eat it. This wheel is our roadmap to understanding how colors bond and transform. Let's start the game of colors. First, let's take yellow and red. Watch closely as they merge, and there it is. A vibrant orange. You can adjust the intensity by adding a bit more of either color depending on the vibe you want. Here's a pro tip. All the colors of the rainbow, Bibgyor, can actually be created using just three primaries, red, yellow, and blue, plus black and white for shades. It's like magic on paper. Now, let's mix blue and red. You might expect a bright purple immediately, but it's all about the ratio. Sometimes it looks dark, but that's the beauty of the color game, experimenting until you hit that perfect violet. Next, we blend blue and yellow. Look, a fresh, leafy green appears. Change the quantity of yellow, and you get different shades of nature. If you want a deeper sunset orange, take your previous mix and add a tiny drop of extra red. See how the mood of the color changes instantly. Now, for the most requested part, how to make a skin tone. You won't find skin tone directly in the rainbow's 7 colors. To create it, we're going to mix brown, a touch of red, and a hint of white. But here's the magic. Every person has a unique skin tone. By simply adjusting the quantity of these colors, adding a bit more white for lighter tones or a little more brown for deeper ones, you can recreate any skin tone in the world. It's all about the balance.
So that is the basic idea of the color wheel. But wait, if you think you have learned everything just by looking at the circle, you are making a huge mistake. The world of color theory is way bigger than this. We are just going to start it. Now we are going to dive deep into the real secrets. How to actually use those colors in your work. How to mix this look up for not for, actually pro.
Are you sure?
And trust me, the best part is yet to come. Don't just watch the trial, stay for the whole movie. If you miss the middle part, you will miss the magic. So stay with me until the very end, and let's unlock the potential of your palette. Alright guys, it's time to level up. You already know the basics, or I say I teach you already basics.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
But today, or that day, we are going deep into the color theory. Don't worry, I would not turn this into a boring math class.
Are you sure?
I promise.
Take a look at this chart. Beyond our primary colors, we have tertiary colors. These are basically the kids of primary and secondary colors. For example, when red and orange have a baby, we get red-orange. Simple, right? Mahara sure. Now, let's talk about complementary colors. These are colors that sit directly opposite each other on the wheel, like red and green. They are like those friends who are total opposites but look amazing together in a picture. If you want your art to pop, these are your best friends.
Also, did you know color have feelings? We have warm colors like red and yellow. They feel like a sunny day in Kolkata. And then we have cool colors like blue and green. Perfect for a peaceful, chilly vibe. So, you are a student or a pro nursery. These relationships in the real secret to great art. Now let's stop talking and start mixing color.
Before we start color mixing, let's take a quick look at what we have learned so far. Primary colors, secondary colors, tertiary colors. Now we will learn about tertiary colors. Let's start mixing colors.
Okay.
First we got primary color like red, yellow and blue, and with those color we make secondary color like orange, green and violet. Primary color, secondary color, tertiary color. Now, let's talk about the secret sauce of professional artists: tints, shades, and tones. It's not just about picking a color, it's about how you transform it. By adding a little white, black, or gray, you can create thousands of variations from just one single tube of paint. Any color plus white equals tint. The color will become lighter or pastel. Any color plus black equals shade. The color will become darker. Red plus green, opposite colors, equals brown, gray. Remember, mixing two colors on opposite sides of the color wheel usually results in a dark or grayish hue. Friends, let me tell you something interesting. If you want a very bright green, always mix lemon yellow and sky blue. And if you want a little more natural or forest green, mix deep yellow with dark blue to get a great shade. Some important precautions: don't use too much black. Mixing black directly into a color to darken it can often make it look muddy. Instead, it's better to use a darker shade of that color, such as burnt sienna for red. Keep your brushes clean. If you don't wash your brushes thoroughly while mixing colors, the new color you create will become cloudy.
So we have completed 14% of the color theory. We have learned 14% of the first color wheel and 14% of the second color wheel. Now we will get to the remaining 20% of the color theory. One more thing before that, I know the video is quite long, but stay to learn about color mixing in the detail, and the concept of this color wheel is explained in many ways in the book. So if your sir or teacher says something wrong about this, don't quarrel with him or her, because as I said before, the concept of color wheel has different colors, different roots, but this is the only concept that I am said to you. So guys, we have already talked about the family of colors, the primary, secondary and those beautiful tertiary colors. But a painting is not complete just by mixing those. We need to understand the power of light and dark. Here on the, which you see on the screen, this is the value scale. Think of it as the volume control for your colors. If we talk our primary red and white, we get a tint. If we add black, we get a shade. By doing this, we can take one single color and create an entire world with it. Whether it is a bright highlight or a deep shadow, it's all about those values. So don't just talk to the basic wheel. Experiment with these tints and sets to give your art some real life and 3D depth.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care.
The video consists and value picked. I have organized the rest of the details into a slideshow. Please go through it carefully. I have made sure everything is explained clearly so you don't miss anything important.
Okay.
As mentioned in the last post, value is how light or dark a color is. Because watercolors are a water-based medium, you can easily change the value of a color by adjusting the water to paint ratio. Adding more water lightens the value, and adding less water darkens the value. Adding additional paint to a mix also darkens the value. You can create value scales for every color. Creating various value scales can be a wonderful way to experiment with your paints and better understand hues that are new to your palette. Specific color theory terms can 1141 sometimes get confusing, especially because many have multiple meanings. So let's get some definitions out of the way. Hue, the pure color. Think about any color right out of the tube or pan. Shade, hue plus black, creates a darker value. Can also refer to slight variations in hues. For instance, you can create a painting with various shades of purple, created not just by adding black but by adding different hues to achieve those different shades of purple. Tint, hue plus white, creates a lighter value. Can also refer more generally to different variations in color, in the same way as shade. Tone, hue plus gray, can also refer to the characteristics of a color or indicate the unique qualities of a color, how warm or cool, bright or dull, light or dark, etc. When painting, layering different shades, tints, and tones of your central hue can help make your subject appear more three-dimensional. The intensity of a color is also known as its saturation. There are many different ways to adjust the saturation of a color. If you want to saturate the color and darken the value, use less water in your mix. If you want to saturate the color and slightly darken the value, add a glaze of the same color or an analogous color. If you want to saturate the color without darkening the value, use higher quality paints with strong pigments. If you want to desaturate the color and darken the value, add the complementary color. If you want to desaturate the color and lighten the value, add white.
Now we will talk about the weather, meaning about summer and winter. Actually, this is a part of the color wheel that I saw the second time but forgot to mention. Anyway, let me give you some ideas about it.
Temperature refers to how warm or cool a color is. Warm colors typically have undertones, or an underlying quality, of yellow or red, while cool colors often have blue undertones. Generally speaking, there are warm and cool colors. Red, orange, and yellow are all warm colors that you might find in fire, while blue, purple, and green are cool colors you may associate with water. However, having said that, each individual color can lean relatively warm or cool. For instance, red is classified as a warm color, but within that, you can use a warmer red like Windsor red with yellow undertones, or a cooler red like alizarin crimson with blue undertones. The same can be said for any color. There are warm blues, like cerulean, and cool blues, like ultramarine, warm yellows DK cadmium yellow, and cool ones bin shalike lemon foliao, and say of and so forth.
We have now covered the essential foundations of color.
Are you sure?
Understanding these three color concepts is the key of mastering color theory. With this knowledge, you are now fully prepared to dive into the world of painting.
Okay.
What we have learned: the Munsell value scale, understanding light and dark value, dual values, which helps in creating depth and dimensions. Second, the basic color wheel, identify primary and secondary colors and how they related of one another. Complex color mixing. Third, complex color mixing, learning about tertiary colors like red, orange or blue, green, and how to harmonize different hues. Why practice this first? I want to share this video specifically for those who are trying from oil pastel to watercolors. Before picking up a brush, practicing the scales and wheels with your existing colors will and give you significant advantage. If builds the color memory, you need to handle the fluidity of watercolors effectively. In the next video, we will discuss the technical shades of the medium I will be guiding you on. First, which watercolor palette are best for beginners and professionals. Second, which brand and type of watercolors are worth investing in. Stay tuned and make sure to practice this. Create before the next lesson.